Welcome to our Unveiled Faces. I am creator and host Rosie Leonore, and I'm here to help you find strength and inspiration in your daily spiritual restoration journey with God. I pray that this episode will encourage your faith. Enjoy. Welcome back. Today I am doing a special recording from my beautiful island, La Isla del Encanto, the island of Puerto Rico. This is my mother's homeland, and it is my pride and joy. I love coming to visit. And so if you hear some odd sounds in the background, like the coqui, which is that frog that makes that distinguished noise, or a bunch of roosters crowing right now as I do. Currently it is 7 a.m. and I've been up since 6:15, and let me tell you something. It wasn't necessarily of my choice to be up so early when I am on vacation. So you're probably asking yourself, so why are you up so early, right? Well, it is my daughter. See, the poor thing, she has been sleeping. This is the second home she's been sleeping in. So we're visiting family members. And so instead of a crib, she is sleeping in a play yard, or otherwise used to be known as a playpen. And she likes it, but this is a new environment that she's getting used to. And so, she's happy here. She's having a great time. But when it comes to the evening, even though I'm right next to her, my husband and I are, just in the same room, she still kind of, I think, feels a little strange, right? A little off. And even in the airplane ride, she was, she was a little nervous when we started taking off. I think it was the pressure in her ear, and she had never flown on an airplane before. So this was our first flight, our first trip down here since everything started with the pandemic. And so this is quite a treat, but I was a little nervous for her. I was a little nervous to see, I'll be honest. I had a little anxiety, probably a little more than just a little, for a while. I wasn't sure if I even wanted to come, not because I didn't want to come, but because I was worried about her. I was worried about how she would react. And so I started reflecting, well, why? I think I know why I get so worried. I'm a mom. And if you're a mom or a dad, I would speak for moms right now, but I think you will know, if you love your child the way I love my child, and, you'll understand what I mean. You worry about your children. And I just started reflecting this morning on the love of God. And there's one section here that is called Ask, Seek, and Knock. And today I will reflect on that. So it's in Matthew 7, verse 7 through 12. And it says, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be open. Which of you, if your son or daughter, in my case, and I have both sons and daughters, and sons and a daughter, so which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. This sums up the laws and the prophets." So that last part there, probably also known as the Golden Rule, I think, something like that. It's funny how so many terms that people use that are not necessarily Christians, people who use it, but use it all over, workplace, everywhere you go, schools, they teach it, the Golden Rule, right? And it actually stems from the scriptures. I teach my sons that, it really, a lot of these, things about being good and doing good things and all these characteristics of a good person, they're all really, from a lot of them are straight from the Gospels, straight from the Bible. So that part is amazing, just to be reminded to do unto others what others would have them do to you. But the part that really, is just heartwarming to me and a reminder of God's love is, which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone, or asks for fish, will give him a snake? So if you then who are evil know how to give good gifts to your children, and this is a sign of love, because sometimes you want to give good gifts to your children, right? I mean, you can't always give them the best gifts, like depending on your financial situation, but you want to give them the best gifts that you can. And so it says, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? Remember, though, I want to reflect on this a little, because I do want to, I want to us to keep in mind that before this, it does encourage you that if you are if you want something, you have to seek it. If you want God, to bless you, if you want God to give you an answered prayer, you must seek him, you must ask him. And we know that it doesn't always come in the way we think that he should answer it, but he answers it, and that's the thing. He's always answered my prayers. Sometimes it's taking me a long time, like the timeline. I think that the prayer should be answered right now, but then it's answered sometimes in the way that I expect and want and ask. Sometimes it's answered in the long run. But at the end of the day, I'm fine. I end up being good. I'm being okay. Like whatever the prayer is, whether it's for me or for my children, or for others that I love, it ends up being okay. And so sometimes the timeline's a little different, but God will answer it in his own way. And sometimes that answer, yes, will be no, but what that means is that answer will be no, because this is not the right time, or this is not the right thing for you, because I love you. I'm not going to give you a stone. I know you're asking for this, but maybe what you're really asking for is a stone. And you don't know that. You don't know it. And so what I was thinking is, I don't know. Sometimes I may be asking for a stone and I don't realize it, I may be asking for a snake and I don't realize it. He's not going to give me a snake. He knows what's best for me. So that is just my reflection. I know that if you read this, you may have your own reflection, but I was thinking about that, the love that God has for us, the love that we have as parents, if you are a mom or a dad, and that, you love your kids. How does that feel? How is that? How do you relate to that? If you're not a parent, with the people that you love the most, people that you've taken care of, if you're a teacher, if you're an educator, I'm a teacher and educator, my kids, my students, anyone you have been giving care, or are giving caregivers, that you wouldn't want to give anything bad to the people that you love and care about. So that is just what I wanted to talk a little bit about and encourage you today. I really hope that this reflection has encouraged your day, and I hope and pray that this episode has encouraged your faith, and the continual episodes will continue to encourage your faith and your walk with God. From the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, thank you for listening. Thank you once again for listening to another episode of our Unveiled Faces. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to press that like button right below and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to connecting with you next week. Until next time.